Hey everybody, have you ever been to an event or a concert, walked in and gone, wow, where does this stuff come from? Who thinks it up? How do they make it? Well, there is a company here in Douglas County called Entertainment Design Group, and for events all over the country, in fact, all over the world, they are doing just that. Sort of equal parts of art and science and a whole lot of hard work. So today I get to find out a little bit more about the magic behind bringing fantasy to life. So come along, let's spend an afternoon in the world of wow. My job today is at Entertainment Design Group, where I will be an artist, director of fabrication, welder, production manager of audio and lighting, and so much more. So here we are at the start of the process. There's an idea out there, an event out there that needs something creative and wonderful and wow. And I am here with Alan to help bring it to life. Hey, Alan.
Hi.
Pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So, how does this work? They come in and they say, we've got this event, be brilliant and come up with something for it.
Yeah, it starts from thumbnail ideas, you know,
Okay.
that we start from. And then I go to either hand-done or computer-generated drawings.
So that's
hand-done
the
drawings,
scribble
which-
on the napkin thing.
Yeah.
Is it like a specific image that they want you to embellish and create, or do they say, we kind of want a little guy that looks cute that stands like this, and you
more.
come up with the little guy?
Yeah, more like that.
Really?
Yeah.
So you get
Yeah,
to just, your imagination runs free, and you're like, oh, I'll make him cute.
Pretty much. It varies. Some of our clients, you know, already have their work that they give us that they want
So they have like
reproduced.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And then some, you know, we design here.
So
And we do theme park sets, signage,
Oh, wow.
ride theming.
in different events and holidays and things like
Yeah,
that.
and malls, you know, mall decoration.
Oh, cool. So it's always changing for you. It's always
Yeah.
different stuff, new stuff every day.
Mm-hmm. This is something
What's this little piece of paper here?
that we're working on, still in process. This is
Oh, yeah.
Six Flags.
So you would get something like
Signage.
this, like these cool looking things. This one's really cool. Can you explain a little bit about, like, what are these just ideas that they want you to work up?
Now these
or-
are the finished product.
My eye
but
for art is, ooh, good.
yeah, this is their finished product. That,
Oh, wow. And so these will turn into things.
Uh-huh.
So we'll
Yeah,
see these
this
at
is-
Six Flags?
Yeah,
And you design
but
them?
not here. These
Oh.
are out of state.
Well, obviously we'll
other
have
ones.
to go. So when you're out places, you see stuff that you've designed that has been created here?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, occasionally, sure.
You're driving around going,
But,
that's my parking lot sign. Mm-hmm.
But a lot of it is, of course, not in Georgia. You know, we have a lot of stuff.
You do stuff all throughout the country, don't you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow, so
Sure
your
do.
stuff might go anywhere.
This was a design that we worked up for the Grand
For the
Ole
Grand Ole
Opry
Opry?
for their
Oh, just
ticket
working up stuff for the Grand Ole
ticket
Opry.
booth.
That's beautiful. And these are all finished things.
Well, they're proposals.
Oh.
They're still not in the.
They would be foolish if they didn't go with this. Absolutely gorgeous.
And this particular one, this would be TV monitors on their display.
Neat. You need to come to my house.
Yeah.
Do something fabulous like this for my living room. Make everybody
A
jealous.
few additional ideas. This is for Southern Museum, Railroad
Oh,
Locomotive
wow.
Museum.
Cool. Well, Alan, I look forward to seeing how all of this turns into three-dimensional objects. So I think I'm going to head that way. Thank you for taking the time today to show me
My
your
pleasure.
workshop. And what is with the hot fudge sundae on the desk?
Well, just one of our little props.
Really?
You know, it's not real.
Isn't it? That's really disappointing.
There is so much that EDG does that we couldn't possibly show all of it, but here's a taste of the events that they have hosted in the past. All of the staging, sound, lighting, banners, screens, and seating, that came from EDG.
So I've got an idea of how the creative process works behind all of the stuff EDG does. But now we've got that transitional process between creative minds and the make it happen minds. And Wade is going to explain a little bit of that process for me.
Hi.
Hey, Wade.
Thank you very much.
Nice to meet you.
You too.
So I was over, I saw Alan, and
Yes.
he showed me how the designs work. In fact, a lot of things that look like this were laying around his desk.
Correct.
What's your part of the process?
My job is to take ideas from Rick Clark or Alan or anyone in the art department or even directly from a client and actually make it come alive. It's my job to engineer it so it's safe, functional, but has the aesthetic that the art program demands. So
Right, so
that's
you
kind of
would-
where I come in.
You would take something like you'd see something here, there's a number of screens and balls, and you go, okay, what can I make that out of?
Correct. I mean, I think you guys saw some of the Dark Knight stuff that we're working on. That's the basic art rendering that I had to work on for the Batman on top of the building. So we'll take that basic idea, decide what's cloth, what's plastic, what's fiberglass, you know, how we sculpt it, how we make it into the mold to make the actual pieces, and then it's my job to implement it and get the right people in place to actually see it through and get the final product.
How do you decide, when you look at something, how do you decide, okay, that would be better in metal or that would be better in cloth? Is it how the properties of the material work?
Right.
or-
Well, that's a pretty good question. A lot of it comes down to just experience and what the market demands, how durable it needs to be. Like in this case, you know, a lot of times it could be foam that's actually hard-coated with a polyurea. As a matter of fact, just like this sample.
Oh,
You see,
cool.
it's soft inside, but it's hard-coated
Oh, and
with
it's
a tough
purple.
exterior. But in this particular case, with the fire retardant demands that Six Flags has, and some of our other clients, we do it in fiberglass for durability and to get the detail, because we would lose it in that process.
Oh, of course. And how, like a piece like this that's going to be outside, it's going to be big, how
Sure.
long would you think something like that could withstand the Georgia sun?
Oh, as long as, say, a commercial boat would, for sure. So
Really?
it's made out of the same exact product. So it would last, you know, as long as the park would be there and it needed to be there aesthetically to the artwork changed, I'd give it at least 10 or 15-year life cycle, no problem.
Wow. And for smaller pieces, it doesn't matter how big or small the piece is, it's the same process of figuring out.
Yes, for
What
the
to
most
make it
part.
out of?
For the most part. When the parts get really small, like as if you're trying to build this car, it would be a different process. It starts to get into injection molding and some of those
Yeah.
other things. But for bigger things, at least the size of a person and such, it would typically be hard-coated foam or fiberglass.
Size of a person. Have you ever
Well,
had a...
one-to-ones, yeah. Life-size scale.
Yeah, if I was the size of a person 75 feet tall on top of a building.
Right.
Have you ever gone ahead with a process or gone into it and started to make it and gone, wow, that's not turning out the way I thought it would at all, and had to sort of revise what you're doing?
Unfortunately, we do that quite often, as a matter of fact.
Really?
Well, sometimes we'll go into a job where engineers are involved, and we may be starting out wanting to make it out of aluminum, but through the process, it may be that it's so structural that it needs to be made out of steel. So there are times where our thoughts and actual engineered drawings kind of collide, but
So-
typically, aesthetically, we get it right.
Is there a busy season when all of a sudden you've got to
There
make a
is.
whole bunch of
As a
stuff?
matter of fact, there is. During the beginning of the year, usually first going into the second quarter is a lot of theme park work.
Okay.
And then as that tapers off, we have staging, the local events that we do, and then we go
Yes.
into Christmas and holiday decor. So it kind of ramps up 2 times a year and kind of slows down in between those two, just a little bit.
Have you ever gotten anything where you said, I can't make this?
I don't think we have. I mean, we try to avoid things that we wouldn't want to build an airplane, of course, that actually flies, but we build plenty that don't, that just look like airplanes. So that's kind of where we come in. If it's a themed environment and somebody can dream it up or draw a picture of it, we can make it.
Excellent, excellent. And I was just checking this out earlier. What's this?
That is actually a model that I purchased that's a commercial toy, of course, that we
like toys.
were going to make 3 of those for this particular job that we're working on.
Really?
But due to budget constraints, we weren't able to. So
Just make
unfortunately,
one?
got cool toys out of it, but we weren't able to. But we did the bat bike. So
The
that was
bat bike.
We did the bat pod. So
The bat pod, yeah, no, those will just stay. Do you ever have to replace something that it has a lot of use with people going in and out of it and stuff like that?
occasionally, but rarely. Usually because they kind of keep these elements away from the general public. for that
You'd
reason.
have like the best yard sale ever.
It would be
Bat
yes.
pod, 15,000. Like.
right. It would it'd be a good yard sale. I'll say that.
Well, thank you so much for taking
You're
time to
very
talk to
welcome.
me
Thank
today. I think I'm going to head out over maybe to the shop and see a little bit of how you make
Great.
all this stuff. But first, I just have to. These toys are great.
You might recognize this if you've lived in Atlanta for at least one Christmas. The Pink Pig, another EDG production from tent to track to scenery to pig.
So ideas have been formulated, concepts have been developed, and now it's time to take it off the paper and into reality. And that is the province, starting with the metal shop. And I am here with Eric, who's going to show me how it's done. Hey, Eric.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I am surrounded by cool stuff. You do all of this?
Yes.
Now,
Yeah.
when they first have an idea, you guys just get like something on a napkin that says, build this, and
Pretty much they give us a paper that it's scaled out to the like quarter-inch scale, or
Okay.
each quarter-inch equals a foot.
okay.
We scale it out, cut the stock, which would be aluminum or whatever
Right,
we're
that's
going to
what this
use,
is, yeah.
and then we put it together, weld it, and send it
Wow.
off to the next department.
So math skills.
Yeah, it takes a lot. I mean, figure out what angles, curves, and all the stuff you didn't think you'd have to use in school. So, I mean,
But you do. You don't use it in school. You use it in cool places like this. Now, what is this for? What would you use a piece like this for?
this is for the backdrop of the new Georgia Lottery.
Really?
Yeah, they're going to put some plastic, or it's a covering
Cool.
that the light shows through, and it'll change colors.
And then Powerballs shoot through all the little things.
yeah, yeah, people duck in, and so it's a whole new design for them.
When you get an idea or design, do you get really excited about it? Like, wow, look at this cool thing we get to figure out how to build.
Yeah, I mean, even though it's the same process of doing it, it's a different, whole new design, so it's
Yeah.
really keeps your day going.
Now, do you just work in metal? You just work in metal here.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yeah, aluminum, steel, that's basically about it.
And all those things go together to build stuff. Do you
Yeah.
build stuff bigger than this?
Yes, we have. We built a couple things that we had to do in parts that we'd have to assemble outside.
Wow.
And
So out in the parking lot?
yeah, and I mean, it's like, 30, 40 feet. You see a little giraffe head sticking above the building, and it's like, nobody knows what's going on, so.
How did you get into doing this? You just walked in one day and said, hey, I want to weld stuff.
Actually, I've been doing stuff for entertainment for a long time.
Okay.
I mean, and then when I got here, I started out doing electronics, like animation or animatronics, and then moved into
That was my robot. It was good, wasn't it?
and just got into the metal shop then.
Well, what I'm interested in is all the shiny flying sparks and things
welding.
that are happening over there. Can you show me part of that process over there?
Yeah, we'll have you do some welding for
No
us.
way, really?
Yeah, so you'll enjoy it.
Weld. This is so flash dance. Okay, yeah, let's go.
Okay.
So here